No matter what shape your stomach's in. No matter what shape your stomach's in, when it gets out of shape, take Alka-Seltzer. Alka-Seltzer relieves the flutters.
She got that sweet juice, Minute Maid, summer vibe, that lemonade. Take a sip, blowing purple clouds, taste like lemon haze. Conversations back and forth like damn, we could go on for days. Looking back at it like damn, she bad when she walk away. Here we go, been down this road, they already know. When we go on tour, I'll take you anywhere you wanna go. People talk about us like they understand just what this is. I just wanna give you all you want and then the double it. They'll say I'm way too young, maybe I'm just ignorant. I won't find nobody like you on some real shit. Spend a couple hours on the phone. Hey, I don't wanna let you go. I'll be all about you, babe. I'll be all about you, babe. Saying so unless you don't know, they won't find what we got and that gon' drive me crazy. No need to rush, I'ma still be here tomorrow. Had to take my chances, baby, I just struck the lotto. And I'll be so gone, don't know where I go wrong. Don't remember last night, I blame it on the and I'm just living.
Are y'all ready to go tonight?
Now, thank you, Lord.
Oh, it's time for a very special late edition of Late-Night Counter-Apologetics.
But, hey, you listening to me? Let me give you another example. And I prayed about it, and I thought...
And I prayed about it.
And I might add another thing, too. It's a misunderstanding. I'm talking about the Bible. God, I get excited talking about it because I love it. I had to learn this, the demons. Abraham was very, very well. I learned it from him, from the Bible.
There's a foundation in the Bible.
The blessing of Abraham. Abraham was extremely wealthy, and he had covenant with God. I'm talking about the Bible. Oh, God, I love this. And I started out standing.
Strike and strike and strike and strike and strike until you have victory.
I love the people. Those are the demons. And I understand that. And I love them with all my heart. If you go into the old covenant, and it's full of meanness, it's just full of hell on earth. He made that airplane so cheap for me, I couldn't help but buy it.
Oh, yeah.
Face to face.
Oh, we've been working on the sound. We're loud tonight.
Just the same as Jesus is very real devil. Rulers of the darkness of this world. God bless, Father bless. But it's a biblical thing. It's a spiritual.
Hold on, I got one more for y'all.
And it's full of miracles, and signs.
Miracles and signs.
Unseen.
And wonders.
Jesus, people. I love people. Dragging some woman down an aisle, it made me so mad, I wanted to punch the guy out myself. We wrestle not with people. And I have a lot of natural gas.
Not.
You have lost your mind. Homosexuality should be a crime. They ought to take all the homosexuals and put them all on a boat and give them enough gas to get halfway out in the middle of the ocean and let the sharks eat them.
I know, she played the interview, she just sat there.
There's no way to stop me. There's no way to stop me.
Cha-ching, it's about that money.
this isn't preaching, this is hate speech. It's both! Because we can purge out all the sissies and purge out all the fair weather Christians, purge out all the weaklings. Because we're supposed to be treating them lovingly and respectfully. Even though the Bible says they're filthy and vile. I mean, I know some of you guys are enjoying it. So don't act like I'm all alone up here. Some of you thumbed up some of those comments too, didn't you? No, I'm just saying, look, you know, hey.
Live from Sacred Death Studios in Los Santos, San Andreas. Welcome everyone to
Los Santos,
Late-Night Counter-Apologetics,
San Andreas.
And now, please welcome your hosts.
Praise be
The
Nano.
wise man.
Praise
of the
be
Sacred
you,
Death
Tupac.
Motorcycle Club.
The wise
is
man.
The sexiest man in all of word wrestling entertainment.
That's a lot of people right there.
He is the most entertaining man in the history of evolutionary biology.
Sorry, Stephen J. Gould.
He is the virtual visionary, Mr. Dual PhD himself.
Two of them.
Please give it up for the architect of the atheist apocalypse, the only man to have his vestments blessed by Pine Creek,
Oh, yeah.
the most high,
apostle
of the cult of the flying man. He is
Now ready to go.
the outlaw prince, the one and only Jesus who can save
Let me at him.
us,
Let me at him. Let me at him.
Dr. Heartbreak J. Pocketlocker Bundy.
I think I'm cute. I know I'm sexy. I've got the look that drives the girls wild. I got the moves that really move them. I send chills up and down that spine. I'm just a sexy boy. Y'all ready to go tonight?
I'm not your boy.
I am not fucking around. I am not playing around. We got some current affairs to take care of. Can't do Kamala. Coming up tonight, make them hot. I make them shiver. Their knees get weak. Whenever I'm around, they see me walk. They hear me talk. I make them feel like they're on cloud nine, 'cause I'm a sexy boy. I'm not your boy toy. I'm just a sexy boy. I'm not your boy toy. Let's go, the motherfucking champ is here. Each heart out, girls. Woo!
Hands off the merchandise.
What is this? Is this some brand new swag? The brand new blue HBK tights with the blue and black tiger print. Come on now, come on now.
I'm not your boy toy. I'm just a sexy boy. I'm not your boy toy. I'm just a sexy boy. I'm not your boy toy. I'm just a sexy boy. I'm not your boy. Welcome everybody to Late Night Counter-Apologetics. Of course, it is your host with the most from the East Coast. And as always, folks, I am in airplane mode. Oh my goodness, folks, as if you didn't already know, you need to head over immediately to that itsairplanemode.com so you can check out the music from my cousin OG Roddy. Let's get it. Whoa. What's the problem? Let's go.
I've been jumping on them planes like a hobby. Still moving with the pack like my partners. Put the John on them jets cause you wildin'. Put the bowl is a party on the island. Moment of silence. So good, get back to the topic. Grew up, it was me and Flocka. Grandma's and Big T, this my mama. I ain't even for the pain when my pot flipped. Knew his name, that's it, never bothered. Mom said, you the man, son, you got this. Ever since I found a way to go and pop shit. Hold up, blaze through a whole zip. Took a seat at the table of my first flip. Days in rare roof for my first.
Y'all ready?
Money with the gang, never post pics.
What?
Never let them take my wangs in the mold, bitch. Ever made in a month, nigga.
Obama.
Goddamn.
Yes. Yes, I love it. It's airplanemode.com.
I thought by now that you would go and get it, but I could hardly see niggas this distant. Know you get cropped if you not in the picture.
What?
And I made that tag and went got a bag. Shots to the Henny and OG prescriptions, put rebel shit on the map. Took a leap from where I started at. Started balling, now I'm Chris Paul and Cass. Got him steady calling for the mode, but I'm on a road.
Gotta call him back.
And that's all fact.
Wow. Y'all, I'm in such airplane mode. I don't even know where my weed is. Here we go.
All carry-on items should now be stowed securely.
You know you in airplane mode when you can't find the weed.
Exits and bulkhead areas should now be clear.
When you're like, I'm so stoned, I can't even get stoned there because I don't even know where my weed is. The call to the flying man is in this motherfucker tonight, are we not? We're here late, but that's what the late night crew does. That's what the late night crew. We don't need none of them early risers around here. Listen, folks, we're gonna have a fun night tonight, so we're gonna get the formal businesses out of the way. So let's go ahead and get to this communion, folks. Hang on, I didn't even strike up the orchestra. I didn't even make sure that the worship team is ready to go. I'm messing up the flow, the order of services, so to speak, if you will. We gotta take care of that real quick. Hang on one sec. All right, folks, here we go. Raise your glasses and hold on to your asses. Through him, with him, in the unity of the flying man. All glory and honor is yours, who flied for our sins forever and ever. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Want to thank the worship team. We really appreciate that. Go ahead and get your drink on, please.
I want to hold off on that one.
We're going to get one more zone song, then we're going to get into the program.
I'll let you do.
We got to get a little worship service in there. Got to get you right before I bring the word. Let's go.
Gotta stay out the way, especially the streets when they in the rage. I remember my nigga, he caught a case on a run on the low and he did the race. Caught a body, it ain't really shock me. Rubbing on demon time since the bottom. All the bro in my ear, man, we sharing mama's. I wish I could've stayed in from all the drama. Rare roof, we was really there getting money. This ain't with the place where the rain or sunny. Know my niggas won't catch me, I ever stumble. Know my team gonna pick up, I ever fumble. Niggas ain't winning, they really punt. Yes, in that location we coming so we loud. Guard of your niggas, we stayed 100 if you been on my block when we kept it coming.
Let's go!
Carry a lot of weight. FaceTime with my baby, make sure we straight. Breakfast with able to start my day. Chop it with Henny and talk with.
Gotta stay on toes. The haters is out there. The theist is out there. The believers is out there. The bots is out there. The lurker jerkers are out there. You gotta always stay ready. You might have to break out a cat buster on one of them. What? You could get what? What don't met? What? You see my cat buster worn out. I let it off. I back. I let it off. You know what I'm saying? Don't come around here with the bullshit.
Been going and going, and shit got my main line going crazy. Going, I've been moving strong, remember they tryna play me. Said I'm wasting money doing all these songs, ain't nobody gon' play them. Now a couple months, I don't drop a tape, niggas be like we waiting. You cannot find me in Roddy, we just touching down to Miami. The way the police got these niggas on records, they all need a Grammy. It's all for the family, told my daughter how my car when I'm landing. It's all in the plan, your circle gets smaller when you start expanding. Go. Where we came from, that shit made us some pilots. But what they talking, I knew me regardless. I'm not pulling up there without a deposit. From my money. Pull up a gang, I'ma pull up with goblins. They put in work, but them niggas is jobless. Put in that work, they be saying it's timing. I trust the process. Couple niggas expired, I feel like I'm timeless. I'm still here, you heard? Two of them are lonely, I don't need no accomplice. How you on that same block for like 5 years? That's all you accomplish. How going and gone, going and gone, I'm going and gone, going and gone.
Now check it out. I know we call it a one-hit wonder. This right here, this thing is so scientific, it's so beautiful. It's the one-hit wonder. But it's so good. It's so good you gotta do it again. It's so good you just gotta hit it one more time. You know what I'm talking about?
Sure, so call David and ask him to defend me. I need sun and palm trees, man.
You know what I mean?
Hey, until then, we still going.
Look, Josh, I'm not David Silverman.
It's not that it didn't work the first time. You know what I mean? It's just we wanted to do it again. Hang on a second. We had a little bit of Matt Dillahunty playing there for us. That's okay. We like Matt Dillahunty around here. He's okay. He's on the approved list. All right, folks. We're going to get into this content. I'd like to thank YouTube Punk, one of our moderators, one of our OGs, and one of the possessors of the most beautiful first name. You know, it's such a great first name. I'll just give you a hint of how good the first name is. I don't even use it. It's so good that you got to like know me, like really, really know me to use it. You know what I'm talking about, YouTube Punk. You know what I mean? You can't just be coming out the streets calling me and my girl. I ain't even going to say it. I ain't even going to put it out there. It's such a beautiful name. I ain't even going to put it out there. But I tell people, you could call me Jay. You could call me Jay. You know what I mean? Or they call me Pocketlocker, the Most High. You got to stick with that because my legal name is just so good. You got to be all the way up in my business to be using my real name. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about? Oh, you could read it. You could read it, but I ain't even gonna utter it. You know what I'm talking about? It ain't even, I don't even know y'all like that. You know what I'm talking about? All right, let's get into this content.
Very much. Oh, that is a wonderful greeting. I appreciate that. There's this meme. Is this a meme, kids? I think this is a meme. I hear it all the time. Happy wife, happy life, which, it sounds so sweet, but it's really a threat. It's a nice life you got there. Shame if anything would have happened to it. So I think you do want to go to the store and pick up those items, don't you? I thought you did.
American adults have not had any sex in the past year, and you thought California was in a drought. The question is why? Why this sex drought? Well, I think the answer might be that men are such pussies now that actual pussies want nothing to do with them.
All right, so I remember this particular Bill Maher episode. And it's so weird because as one of the like old school comedians who's like been around the way and made you laugh a lot over the years and still, you know, offers insightful takes on things, you find yourself, you know, how should we say, still watching Bill Maher, you might say. But when you do, he always says some dumbass, I just gotta appeal to the right wing. I just gotta suck on the teat of the right wing. I've just gotta tell people, I've just gotta push us towards the middle that doesn't fucking exist. The middle, what happened to the reasonable people who want to meet in the middle? And it's like, Bill Maher, shut the fuck up. And then you remember, you're like, oh, I know that he's like this now. I did this to myself. Oh, I let myself watch Bill Maher again, and it happened. But then he says some funny shit. It happens. It just happens.
Women have come a long way, baby. But maybe in this one way, you're a victim of your own success. You can win the battle and lose the war if you harangue men into becoming less like us and more like you, and end up with someone you have absolutely no desire to fuck.
Yeah, amen, Bill.
And that's not good for either of the 71 genders we now have.
Women like men. But also, I think, like, I don't mean to speak for women, but hey, I'm fucked up. No, I'm kidding. I'm not really that fucked up. I just want to talk shit. Don't women like not like this whole like insecurity over like looking weak, and I don't want to talk about my feelings, like, I don't know, like from my side of things, it's like, you know, I look at it as like just people are people, right? And like, I remember growing up, I had a lot of female friends, and it was just like your ability to just be cool and talk to them, express yourself, be a normal fucking person is normally why they like prefer you over hanging out with dudes who like just don't even know how to express themselves, apparently, because it might make them look beta, you know? But whatever, what the fuck do I know?
I should have given a trigger warning. You know the reason why advertisers in this country love the 18 to 34 demographic? Because it's the most gullible. Yeah. A third of people under 35 say they're in favor of abolishing the police, not defunding, but doing away with a police force altogether, which is...
Bro, I hate to break this shit. There's some shit I always want to say when this police shit comes up, so I'm gonna say it because this is my channel. All right, so check it out. This is gonna stun some of you. Some of y'all are gonna be stunned by what I'm about to say. For certain people, the police don't do shit for us. They're not really providing, they're not doing much of the protecting and serving. They are doing a lot of the arresting and beating, and in some cases shooting. And so there are places on earth, predominantly for the European variety of folks, it's when y'all are kind of around each other in European places where there ain't a lot of black folk around, if you know what I'm saying, where there are no police. Just none. Just there aren't any police departments. There's no cops anywhere. And it turns out everybody's fine. Everybody's fine with it. Nobody's really panicking. Nobody's worried. Everybody's kind of just doing their thing. Neighbors know, like, if unfortunately something happened, you know, they'd have to deal with that. But unfortunately, I think because of that, everybody kind of just is cool and nothing happens because, you know, everybody respects the fact that, you know, everybody's trying to just do their thing, and it's beautiful. And I visited one of these places. It's called Guarda, Switzerland. And another confession, here we go. I've never felt fucking safer in my life. Like, never felt safer. Like, I was like, this is the safest I've ever felt. There's no cops. There's no wham-whams. There's none of that. There's just good people chilling in Switzerland, up in the Alps. The mountains is beautiful. It's lovely. I was like, this is lovely, okay? So, whatevs.
It's less of a policy position and more of a leg tattoo.
Oh, that animation is crazy.
You don't get it. Get what? Abolish the police and the border patrol and capitalism and cancel Lincoln? No, I get it. The problem isn't that I don't get what you're saying or that I'm old. The problem is that your ideas are stupid.
How did I know?
You think someone 80 is hopeless because they can't use an iPhone?
Which is why I am taking over the internet.
People sometimes say to me, you didn't used to make fun of the left as much.
Yeah,
because they didn't give me so much to work with.
Oh, that's such a hard. Oh, Bill's on a fire.
I took was to comedy. And if you do goofy shit wherever you are on the spectrum, I'm going to make fun of you because that's where the gold is. And
but Bill, here's the thing. When you say stupid shit, which you frequently do, we're gonna make fun of you. And when you think people didn't used to talk this much shit about me, people didn't used to make fun of me this much. People didn't used to criticize me this much. It's because you didn't used to make it so easy. You didn't used to give us so much cheap material, so to speak.
The fact that they are laughing at it should tell you something. It rings true.
Trigger warning. 71 genders we now have.
Let's get this straight. It's not me who's changed.
Nobody
it's
has
the left,
71 genders.
who is now made up of a small contingent who've gone mental and a large contingent who refuse to call them out for it. But I will. That's why I'm a hero at Fox these days. Which shows just how much liberals have their head up their ass. Because if they really thought about it, they would have made me a hero on their media. It's not my fault that the party of FDR and JFK is turning into the party of LOL and WTF.
This is so good. I love the fucking zombie audience.
And finally, new rule, if something about the human race is changing at a previously unprecedented rate, we have to at least discuss it. Broken down over time, the LGBT population of America seems to be roughly doubling every generation. If this spike in trans children is all natural, why is it regional? Either Ohio is shaming them or California is creating them.
Yo, I'm huge in the atheist late night community.
It's like that day we suddenly all needed bottled water all the time. And if you're a man who wants to experience life without a pair of balls, you do not have to get surgery. You can get married.
Oh, floored. I was thinking, that's so good. So good. This is amazing.
The left has made it impossible to say the N-word any longer.
Made it impossible to say the
N-word. It's the only word that you
longer.
can't say in the English language.
You can't. And by the way, hopefully if the bot's working, this channel will ban you if you say the N-word.
Hello everyone. I hope you enjoyed the video. It took me some time to make due to me helping my friend Amy Lark with her extremely advanced VTuber Twitch channel. Be sure to check her out.
Unless you're on like the
I will be doing my own
list,
Twitch content.
You guys will end up on the you guys like mods or if you're on a mod or the approved user list, then none of the rules really apply to you. All right, let's trash on the vice president. Ready, set, go. Yeah, oh, by the way, this is a channel people in our community seem to really like. It's Vaush. Go ahead and follow him, Vaush, Vaush. I don't know how much of this I'll get through. I'm not trying to watch the whole man's video on my stream. If you want to watch the whole thing, go to Vaush. Yeah, you got it. All right.
Genuinely did not think any. She is genuinely like overwhelmed by capacity for creativity. I did not imagine.
I am the collector of clips. I am the crate digger for the radical atheist soundboard. If you send
I legitimately think that Hillary Clinton is
the Jesse Lee Peterson clip, it'll end up there. I'll do you one better.
I think Hillary has more baggage.
I'll do you one better. I'm switching the soundboard from my streaming computer to my production computer, aka from the from the I guess this is a 18 it's a 5x3 I'm switching from the big stream deck, the little stream deck, to the big stream deck. And when I get on the big stream deck, not only am I gonna have a bigger stream deck, but I'm gonna have a whole Jesse Lee Peterson folder. And so you can send me a whole shit ton of Jesse Lee Peterson folders, because even if you send me more than the folder's worth, I'll just spill over into Jesse Lee Peterson folder number 2.
But I genuinely think that, like, in a conversation, Hillary can actually carry herself better. I actually think it's insane. Oh, this clip where she says, do what? I can't believe she said this.
Democratic voters who argue, wait a minute, we worked what do you say to Democratic voters who argue, wait a minute, we worked really hard to elect a Democratic president and vice president, Democratic-led House, a Democratic-led Senate. Do it now.
But do what now? What now? I mean, listen, what we did, we extended the child tax credit for the first year.
I'm sorry, when I say do what, do it now. Act legislatively to make abortion rights legal.
We feel the same way. Do it now. Congress needs to do it now in terms of permanently putting in place a clear indication that it is the law of the land that women have the ability.
It's genuinely almost like she's an op. Like, it's insane how uncharismatic she is. Like, she's so fucking hateable. I can't. How are you not prepared for this question? Yeah, like, how is she not prepared for this question? Like, Roe v. Wade's been overturned. Like, your party's like screaming out for you. What do you have to say?
But do what now?
I have no problem with this at all. I was not a fan of her when she was like running. I was like, look, I get the whole thing, it would be huge and historic and really awesome. All right, cool, let's do that. But there's a reason she wasn't most of our pick for the Democratic nominee for president, which is because we didn't really like her as much as we liked the other candidates. And that's just still the case.
Now,
look at the way she says it too. Like, holy fuck, the language here. Like, tens of millions of women have lost their fucking abortion rights, and she's going, yeah, sniff, rubs nose, do what? Shrug. What the fuck? Like, it's insane. Yeah, it's unbelievable. And look at her. She looks like she's offended to be asked to do her job, too. Like indignant. Like, what do you mean? What, me? Represent my constituency? What? The majority report pointed out she's terrified of the word abortion, won't even say it. Yeah, I don't fucking know, dude. I can't, yeah. One of the causes of Biden's low approval ratings could be how useful Kamala is. No, I think that's part of it, yeah. Kamala is so fucking bad, dude. Why is she so inept? I don't know. I honestly think Democrats like her secretly agree with the ruling. Well, Joe Biden's not exactly a big pro-choice advocate himself. Wasn't he literally pushing for the election of a Republican anti-choice candidate just yesterday?
Yeah, he does.
Biden is nominating
really
an anti-abortion lawyer
and
to become a federal judge, because of course he is.
I'm going to tell you guys something that was really funny. Was if you didn't see my interview with Rebecca from Bread of Life / Examining Evolution / whatever her Farsi channel is, go check that out on the Hot Program YouTube channel. But one thing that was really interesting is that lately, you guys got to remember, I'm like an audio tech nerd. Like I've been like a sound guy like my whole life and a live musician. So I'm like, I really like technical, like audio visual challenges and nerd stuff. That's like what I'm into, like way before I was even into like counter-apologetics. I was into like, you know, AV nerd tutorial community, like following my favorite mixers and trying out, you know, production techniques of my favorite editors and shit like that. But most people don't enjoy that stuff. And so there was a bunch of challenges, as there oftentimes is with me, especially when I'm dealing with new equipment, because I'm always changing stuff. And I had to really give it to Rebecca. Like, she just handled it all super well. She was super comfortable with, as you guys mentioned, like integrating the chat. Like, there was times where even like, you know, we just kind of let the chat go or whatever, but she like remembered questions and she'd be like, oh, I want to respond to this question that came up in the chat, or someone in the chat said this. When we had little issues, she never let it really bother us. I mean, she's like, in my mind, really a competent broadcaster and live streamer, and even in ways that a lot of people, I'm fortunate in being one of the people, I don't really get too flustered by that. As you guys know, I'll have the stream get cut off or canceled or my computer shut off, and I'll just, all right, I'll switch computers for, guess I have to switch computers and I'll go live again, you know. It's no big deal, but for most people, that stuff is incredibly, it just throws them a lot. And sometimes it throws me. We all get frustrated. But yeah, she handled it really well. And I have a different sort of admiration for her than even I did before, because I felt like I was like up there up close and dealing with it, and she was being really cool and helping us out the whole time. So shout out to Rebecca for being awesome at this.
Nominated to a lifetime appointment as a federal judge in Kentucky in an alleged deal struck with Senate Minority
What up,
Leader
Titan?
Mitch
How you
McConnell.
doing?
The deal is done to intend to placate McConnell, who will supposedly pledge to not stall further federal nominations by the Biden White House.
I appreciate
what?
that. Glad to have musicians in the house.
Mr. Scorpion, if I present you this treat, surely you will not sting me as we travel the river. Of course. Scorpion, why are you stinging me? Lol, the Scorpion says. Lamau, he says. I love this country. I love Democrats, dude. They're great. Absolutely fantastic. White House sources say Biden's inner circle is concerned certain radial moves in response to Roe's reversal could have dire consequences for Democrats in the November midterms. Democrats will...
Listen, I think everything should have dire consequences for Democrats. The truth is, like, this is the party that doesn't deliver. Ever. Ever. And there are so many issues that are essentially like, no, deal breakers. Like, no, you guys are done. You guys suck. You guys literally like suck. Like you're the worst. Like you can't get anything done. And then like, and here's the thing that like I keep trying to tell people. The Democrats we deal with are like, they sort of get on board with like the minimal reasonable response or stance on an issue. Like what stance can we take that like won't upset, you know, most of like they're not liberal at all. They're not progressive liberal. Like those words, no, those are like bad words to them. Liberal, no. We're no. That's like a scarlet L to them. No. Progressive, no. Scarlet P. Okay, none of that. They'd literally rather be hit with the A. They'd rather be like, yeah, I'm an adulterer. Yeah, I cheat on my wife all the time. They would much rather that than be labeled a progressive. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, it's fucked up, but it's true. All right, so they're the worst. And then what happens is barely saying like, oh yeah, and they never promise you anything, right? They're like, oh yeah, we'll try to consider taking some time to think about an initiative and then they play the like circle jerk hot potato with the branches of government, you know, hey, you know, Congress really ought to do something. And then Congress is sitting over there like, well, you know, the Republicans, they won't really let us do anything. Like, why don't you do like an executive thing? And they're like, no, we don't want to like overstep our bounds because that would upset the court. And then the people on the court are like, do y'all see we got like a Republican supermajority? We can't do shit. And so they just keep letting that go round and round. They're just, sorry, can't help you. Sorry, I can't help you. Sorry, do you guys need something? Do you need something? Sorry, I wish I could. Hands are tied. Wish we could do something. And then they never deliver on any of that, right? So minimal hope, right? Minimal potential, if you will, right? Like if they did everything they said they would do, they really wouldn't be doing very much. You feel me? All right. And then they couple that with like a complete inability to do any of it. They just can't do shit. They never deliver on anything, right? And then the Republicans, on the other hand, are outwardly the worst human beings on the planet. They're like openly grifters, shooty, bang, bang. Like, you know, there's like mass shootings at the schools. They're like, we must protect the guns. I mean, you see I'm laughing. These motherfuckers are comedic. They're out of fucking control, right? They're literally hilarious. They're actually comedically bad people. They're like every bad villain ever. Like, I literally watch them because I can't stop. They're just so entertaining. But they're the worst people, right? But they deliver on their shit, right? They take no prisoners. These motherfuckers are gerrymandering, okay? They're trying to like, you know, insurrection and shit, right? They're fucking like, they're not fucking around. They had like the 50-year, you know, Supreme Court Roe v. Wade thing. They picked the judges who would like lie under oath pretty much and then get the like Supreme Court majority. They like blocked Obama's, then they snuck in the fucked up one, then they snuck in the Amy Coney Barrett at the end. Like, they don't give a fuck, and they are so serious about theirs. So that's the fucking situation we find ourselves in. And so we're stuck with these incompetent ass Democrats because they're up against like literally cartoonishly evil motherfuckers. So we're like, yeah, like we do actually have to vote for you. Like our actual lives depend on it, right? So it's not a good situation. And basically what I'm trying to say is don't come to America. And if you can get out of this motherfucker, do so.
Always believe that rocking the boat looks bad for them because they're like principally opposed to radical action. So the idea of them like taking charge and getting loud and angry about the revocation of Roe v. Wade, like the White House officials who all grew up on West Wing are thinking like, no, voters won't like it when you're loudly in favor of the things that they like. They want you to be quiet,
like read a poem or take a knee,
as well as undermine public trust in institutions like the
wear
Supreme Court.
A pin.
Even when the Supreme Court has people in it,
show your solidarity.
Official state churches and vaccines are made from aborted fetuses.
Exactly.
Democrats are unwilling to.
They literally are the same way. I hate to say this. The same way I think theists are living like in a fantasy. Like there's no fantasy there's no reality in which there's like actually a God that's like actually gonna do shit. Like that's just the way I see it as an atheist, right? Like I literally think they're divorced from reality. Like they think God does everything. I literally think God has never done anything ever, right? It's the same thing in politics, right? It's like the Democrats are like, yeah, if we like don't lean too hard to the left, which is like not left at all. Like people think I'm like I strike people as like somebody who's like incredibly left leaning, right? Like really far to the left. I'm like, man, free healthcare and free education and like free all of that shit. And you know, like give people like a higher living or like everything, right? I think that's conservative as shit. Like I don't even consider that like really liberal. Like I just consider that like common fucking sense. Like, what do you need to be a human being? Okay, this list of things. Okay, maybe that like shouldn't depend on the birth lottery. Yep, probably shouldn't. Okay, so what do you say we just like start with as a baseline? We'll just give people these basic things. And then we'll kind of like get into the more nuanced things from there. Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Okay. Whoa, dude. So whoa, bro. Whoa, you're what? What kind of anti-American liberal socialist nonsense? What are you talking about? You know, it's like, bro, I'm just saying, like, you know, you might end up poor one day. Like, you never know. Like, you never know. You could end up poor or old or handicapped or, you know, and you might like, you know, want your life to be more or less still okay if you find yourself in those, whoa, I don't know. Nah, bro, you got to pick yourself up by your bootstraps and earn that next pot of beans, if you know what I'm talking about, because anything else is simply un-American. Oh, okay. All right. Well, you know, whatever you say.
The behavior of the Supreme Court because they don't want to delegitimize it. Essentially, like they no matter how bad things get, they can never even suggest that the institution might be illegitimate. Can you imagine if Biden picked Warren as VP? Okay, like I hate Warren and all, but could she have done worse than Kamala Harris?
Dog, I don't even know what's gonna happen in November. It's kind of all about November, you know. And David Pakman was saying this shit like. And it sounds kind of like hyperbolic. Like, this is the most consequential midterm election in recent memory. And some would say in our voting, in the whole time we've been able to vote or in our lifetimes. And I'm like, yeah, I'm certainly paying more attention than I would mostly. I'm going to just put it that way. I don't know. Like, this is what I'm telling y'all. We got to take these right wingers seriously. Yes, they're dumb as shit. Okay. Yes, their leaders are grifters. Yes, they're wrong. Okay. All of that may be true, but they're organized. They're well funded. And all of these things we say about them, like, oh, they're dumb, or oh, they're following a corrupt motherfucker, and oh, like, don't they see, like, didn't they do an insurrection? Like, they don't give a shit. They don't give a fuck about none of that. They don't care. They've long since tuned all of that out. You know, they got their eye on the prize. You know, holy American Jesus vision, you know, whatever the Bible says shall be done in America, you know, so we got to realize I really don't think there's a situation in which this is going to end well unless we really, you know, obviously counter-organize, you know, get on top of our game and actually do some shit, because that's the other problem, right? When you got these sucker ass Democrats that ain't doing shit, they ain't really motivating nobody to vote. And I'm gonna say something else. I'm gonna say something else that a lot of people not gonna like. I can't blame them. No matter what you say, voting takes effort. And people have to care. They got to be motivated. They got to like schedule it. They got to like deal with it. And in the end, y'all don't do shit. What does it feel like right now? What does it feel like right now? Think about it. There was a pandemic. What did they do? They sent you a couple little checks that you could pay like a couple months rent with or whatever. Like, cool, thanks. And then what? Most of the time, it's been a pandemic for fucking years. They sent you like a few checks, and then what? Most of the time, what? Not a goddamn thing. Okay, cool. What about like violence in the streets and chaos and shit? Nah, they ain't do shit. What about the fucking insurrection? Nah, they mostly didn't do shit. What about this shit with fucking they supported the coach who's praying in the public school, right? They didn't support Roe v. Wade. There's all this other shit going on. So what does it feel like? Be honest, what does it feel like? What does it feel like? It feels like you're living under Republican rule. So think about this shit. Motherfuckers was sitting at home like, yo, I ain't never really been political, but this Donald Trump motherfucker is off the charts. Like, we got to get this motherfucker out of here. No. Some serious shit. This shit's gone too far. This Trump nigga, he got to go. This shit crazy. All right, come on, y'all, let's go vote. All right, so everybody goes vote. They check their shit. All right, so we put on Democrats all up and down the ballot. All up and down the whole ballot. President, governors, fucking senator, house, all of that shit. All right, here we go. We good. We got rid of them. We showed them motherfuckers stop fucking around. Yeah, we showed them. All right, we go home. What's the next 4 years like? It literally feels like they won all the fucking elections. They took over the Supreme Court, and the shit is like we're living under Republican rule. So what the fuck was the point of voting for y'all motherfuckers? Like, what did we get out of it? We didn't get a goddamn thing out of it. Nothing. Shit. I'm scared as fuck my student loan's about to be due. Y'all motherfuckers is home worried about COVID and AIDS and cancer and shit. I'm like, yo, my student loans is about to be due. Holy shit. I'm about to be done. It's about to be a wrap. All right, shit. Holy fuck. Y'all can't get shit done. Y'all can't do nothing. Not a goddamn thing.
Again, like I don't think so. No, I don't. Don't get me wrong. I hate her. Snake hiss, but like, yeah, no, yeah. And I do think that Warren.
All right, I'll catch y'all later. Appreciate y'all for coming through.
I don't think that she's purely a proceduralist. You know, I do think that she actually has some legitimate beliefs that she actually has somewhere in her, head or heart. She'd be loud as hell right now. Well, on Twitter, she certainly sounds a lot more fiery than the fucking executive branch does. Why do you hate Warren? She backstabbed Bernie Sanders during the primaries. Do what now would be a great dono sound? God. I'm so surprised you hate Warren. Nah, dude, fuck her. She backstabbed Bernie. I don't think that her not backstabbing Bernie would have led to him getting the nomination, but I still think it's fucked up. I wonder if I can find that full Kamala Harris CNN. Yeah, 10 minutes. Fuck. Can I emotionally handle this?
Vice President, thank you so much for having me here. You were on a plane when the Supreme Court overturned Roe versus Wade.
I couldn't believe this photo, dude. It is fucking unreal how uncharismatic she is. What do the American people want right after their civil rights are overturned? Me in a private jet looking pensively at a widescreen TV.
The highest ranking woman ever elected in U.S. history. What was going through your mind at that moment?
Well, so I was on Air Force 2, heading to Aurora, Illinois, to talk about maternal health. We were with Lauren Underwood, with...
Okay, I'm just going to spend this entire thing breaking down how fucked up her expressions are, because it is insane. It's like, what's the opposite of like a media coach? I feel like... I don't know what the opposite of... I'm trying to think of an antonym here. The fucking... Yeah, I have no idea. Something, just...
Talk about maternal health.
Like, we're talking about the revocation of Roe v. Wade, a media saboteur, exactly. We're talking about one of the biggest backsteps in civil rights in all of American history. And look at how she carries herself.
Heading to Aurora.
All right, so just to show y'all how systematic of a fucking problem this is, though, it reminds me of what happened recently with I'm gonna say this name all wrong, like Lnca, whatever that name, you know what I'm talking about. Sorry, the lady from the CDC. They put her on this little media tour, right? And they put out all these articles about how she was getting help from media coaches because they recognized that they had like messed up some of the communication early in the pandemic. So they got her training so that she improved. And then they like had her out, and I was like, oh my God, they continue to fuck up the communication. Like they were literally just like stumbling and still sending out the mixed messages. And it was like, okay, I get it. You're trying to improve and you're not perfect, but maybe now's not the time to like draw more attention to this by telling us how hard you've been working on communicating better as you continue to be the worst at communicating imaginable. Like even Fauci, like I just got done with like even Fauci was like, oh yeah, you know, America's no longer really in a pandemic situation. Oh, but the world, yeah, the world definitely. Nigga, do you not know the definition of pandemic anymore? Am I living in a fucking simulation up in this bitch? Did this motherfucker really just say somehow the world is in a pandemic, which means it's around the world and it's not? This motherfucker really said the world is in a pandemic, but we're not. Nigga, we look to you for guidance. Please understand definitions from now on. If you're going to be giving us guidance on these things, that would be motherfucking helpful, don't you think? And then he was like, yeah, so it's all good that these people are getting together for the state dinner this weekend. Yeah, it's just going to happen. Yeah, they won't be wearing masks. That's cool. And so they're like, oh yeah, so you'll be there, right? And he was like, no, I decided for my own personal assessment of my individual risk that I won't be there. Nick, this is the definition of like, oh my God, y'all are the worst. Y'all are literally the worst. This is serious shit that the world is dealing with right now. Can we at least get some people that have a message that's common fucking sense, and then they just stick to it, and then they all act in accordance with the common sense message? That would be really fucking nice right now. But once again, that's some basic ass shit that the Democrats cannot seem to do, and all they seem to do is be really good at explaining to us why it should be okay and why we should accept their excuses. I'm done with it. People don't want to vote for y'all, and I can't blame them.
Illinois.
I was on a trip.
Talk about maternal health.
And right wingers, don't fucking trip. I said y'all the craziest niggas on this fucking history of Earth. Okay? I didn't say I wasn't going to vote for these people. I said we don't want to vote for these people. Don't get it twisted up in here. Amen. Hallelujah.
And the first thing that she wants to talk about is herself. The first instinct is virtue signaling here. Like, that's where she goes to.
We were with Lauren Underwood, with the chair of Judiciary, Dick Durbin, Senate Judiciary. We were headed there to unveil a plan based on the work we've been doing to ensure that women receive the kind of support they need during and.
Well, the reporter asked her what she was thinking. I understand, but you have to get, like, if you're the vice president, hey, civil rights were overturned. What were you?
If y'all were wondering what's in here The answer is mango slushy, really good, delicious. So yeah, I did some weird shit. Mango slushy in here. Maker's Mark in here. I just chased the mango slushy with the Maker's Mark. I feel like most people would have done that the other way.
Thinking when it happened.
Just saying.
And your lead into that is like 10 to 20 seconds of you talking about like giggling and wiggling your shoulders as you talk about your cool trip where you were totally doing stuff to help. Like there's a degree of gravitas here that is missing. Like it's just very strange the way that she leads into this, you know?
And it's not just Jay Bundy for president. As y'all see from all the shit going on. First off, I won't go too deep into my credentials. I mean, I was elected president of student government at America's largest university. We don't have to talk about that right now. But I am the U.S. champ of Word Wrestling Entertainment. I mean, it just happens to be a fact. But folks, it isn't just vote Jay Bundy for president, folks. It is Team Bundy. It's Team Bundy. Why? Because what we have to do, we need the Senate. We need the Congress, the what's the motherfuckers called? The representatives. We need them. We need the governorships, the mayors, the dog catchers, all of that shit. All of these shits need to be radical, liberal, atheist, pro-science, humanist. There's going to be a test for office. If you believe, you're not qualified. Believe, not qualified. Lie detector test, background checks, all of that. You've been praying recently. We put the cameras on you. We seen you praying recently. What was you doing? Oh, I was just faking it. I just do that so my mama won't yell at me. I don't know. We're gonna have to investigate further. See what I'm saying? It's gonna be real hard for theists to get up in the government. Okay? Because when shit hits the fan, you gotta take action. Right? If you a type of person who the shit hits the fan and you get on your knees and you start praying and you be like, oh, Jesus, take the wheel. Nope. Sorry. You can't captain the ship. Nope. So we got to take over at all the levels at the same time. Okay? We might even have to open up a couple Supreme Court spots so that we have a majority on the Supreme Court. Now, I'm not saying that I want anything bad to happen to them. I'm just saying they hold the position for life. And it would be really good if they saw us coming and they retired. You know what I'm saying? That'd be really good. Be a really good idea if they just retired. Be a great idea if they just retired, because it'd be really unfortunate if that Supreme Court was in the way.
And
that would be sad.
We thought that the decision would come down sometime soon, but not at that moment. And I was shocked. And, it's one thing when you know something's going to happen. It's another thing when it actually happens.
You might also notice that she is treating this with the tone and cadence of like learning that your favorite brunch place is closed. Yeah.
I'm glad you enjoyed my theme song last week, but you should see my theme song next week. Speaking of next week we're moving this show up earlier so that more you atheist perverts can watch it. We're going to move it to 11 p.m. instead of its traditional time at 1 a.m., although it actually aired at like 3 a.m. this week. But that's because I was doing a lot of changes in the studio with a lot of new gear. There's more new gear. I got a new camera. I got new audio equipment. I got new stuff. I just got a room full of. I got a 75-inch screen. I don't even know what to do with this shit. I can't even install it. I need help putting it in. But when I put it in, we gonna make some content. We gonna have a big ass screen. They ain't gonna be fucking with us, y'all. I'm serious about this. We are taking over the internet.
I was going with some friends and we went down there, and then when we realized they had closed down and we were shocked. I knew they were moving, but it's genuinely like sociopathic. It requires the charismatic knowledge of like a fetus-year-old to know like, hey, Kamala, Huge civil rights rollback.
Nah, I can't do the dictator shit. The dictator thing, you know what I'm saying? Y'all gotta understand me. I'm president by committee. You know, my thing is I sit back, I lay back. You know what I'm saying? Here's the thing. Look, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I don't want to work that hard. All right, you know what I'm saying? I'm kind of a science nerd. All right, so since I want to smoke weed, hang out with pretty girls, play drums. All right, do science experiments. I don't really have time for all that presidential shit, right? So y'all, like I said, y'all gonna have to make sure we elect all the right people on government shit, because I'm gonna have very limited time. I'm gonna have like about 45 minutes a day dedicated to presidential shit. I'm gonna get there probably like, I'm gonna have about like an 8 p.m. news conference. I'm gonna be like, all right, y'all got like 45 minutes. Go ahead, ask some questions, and then here's what I'm gonna do. Here's what I'm gonna do, y'all. I'm gonna be slick with it. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna call on the first thing I'm gonna do is call on the mother from Fox News, right? Just because this look, hey, you from Fox News. Mr. President, we heard that you were watching pornography in the Oval Office. What do you have to say about this allegation? See this motherfucker right here done wasted our fucking time. I ain't got time for this shit. I'm done. Bye. See y'all later. Dun, 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 dun. Right? They're just gonna play Here Comes the Chief or whatever and shit. And people gonna be mad, right? But then I'm gonna have some dancers come out. The dancers gonna be dun, 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 dun. They gonna start breaking it down. People like, oh shit, this kind of a jam. Oh, you know what I'm saying? They gonna forget and I'm gonna be out. You know what I'm saying? That's how we gonna do it.
Look serious.
And I just actually turned to CNN.
Laughing?
And I couldn't believe it. Because they actually did it. And here's what they did.
Acting incredulous that the court actually did the thing that they were given warning they were going to do months ago. I fucking despise her. They actually, oh my God.
The court actually took
He actually said I despise her.
Recognized for half a century.
We had no warning. We had it came out of nowhere. We were blindsided.
But you know why this feels good for me though? It's because I just was trying to. There's people in my family, people in my friend circle. I was trying to tell them like, y'all, Kamala's really not. Like, you got to remember, this is the person who, like, when she first started running for president, she's a prosecutor. She was a career prosecutor. She was running around bragging about how much, you know, how many people she put in jail and all this shit. And it was like, she switched her tone up a little bit, but it was like, I see you, Kamala. I know who you are. Like, get the fuck out of here, girl. Like, she's literally a person who like dedicated her whole career to making sure she's like the most appealing to the right wing fucking possible. And then, you know, like eventually she just, you know, she got where she's at. But it's cool. Like, I'm not even trying to hate. Like, she was good at what she did, but you got to understand a career prosecutor when you see one. That's just kind of how I've always felt about her. And so I know she's trying to, like, you know, be different, but she's not this person. She doesn't have, to me, like, I don't know. Anyway, like, so it just feels like, yeah, I don't know. It's nice to see some other people like vent about her, especially in this community.
From the women of America. That's shocking when you think about it.
Why is she smiling?
That's shocking.
What is the face that she's doing? It's not really even smiling. It's like, but you get what I mean, right? I understand there are going to be people who are like making jokes that this is me being sexist, but
Here's another thing that I think is really important to say in all of this. Because I think a lot of times the Democrats fall on the side of like, well, we don't want to use our power, you know, because that would be setting like a bad example. And it's like, number one, the example's been set. Like that ship has sailed. Many presidential administrations ago, all of the president does whatever the fuck he legally can get away with within the rights and limitations of the presidential office. That's what you should do. That's what we expect you to do. It's what we want you to do. And these guys are like, no, we don't want to use our power. It's like, then why do you have it? Why do you have it? Why did you run? Why did you want to be the vice president if not to like steer the president towards doing some good shit and using your influence on the Senate to like get them to do some good shit? You just like, I don't want to do any of that. All right, I'm not really down with that. What? And it's the same thing with Joe Biden. It's like if the shit was reversed, if it was Trump, right? He'd have been just issuing the executive orders. He'd have just been tossing them out, right? Like, oh, y'all are just so. This is what I mean. They literally don't understand power. Like, they fundamentally don't get it. Like, they read, I think what it is they literally read the text of like the laws and the rules of the game and shit, and they go, oh, like you're supposed to play in a way that like, honors the spirit of what the rules are trying to do to, establish a beautiful expression of democracy. And it's like, no, bitch, the rules are there to just set the very fundamental boundaries of like what you can get away with, and then within that you're supposed to do as much as you fucking can to get as much as you can possibly do done, so that we're convinced to vote for you again, because having you at the fucking helm, having you have all of this fucking power had benefits for all of the people who voted for your ass. That's how this works. And then we're like, here, take some more power, because when you take the power, you do what we want you to do. Here, have some more power. And you're like, no. The Republicans get the shit. So when they're in power, they just do everything. And then when they're not in power, they're like, oh, cool, we're not in power. Look, we're just going to stop y'all from doing anything y'all want to do. And then we'll like rig the system real quick to like get some of our shit in there. That way our people see that we're like doing everything we can with the power. And they do. And they're like, oh, yeah, that's great. Let's keep voting for the Republicans. Y'all don't get it.
I promise you that the stuff she is doing right now is like humanly psychotic. I promise you. Yeah, she comes across as patronizing. That's the main thing. Like,
if I'm gonna be a good YouTube pervert, I gotta get me one of them cool custom redemption things. I'm gonna make one of those.
When you think about it, in terms of what that means, in terms of democratic principles, in terms of the ideals upon which we were founded, about liberty, about freedom. I thought about it as,
I thought about it.
We have 2 children who are in their 20s, a son and a daughter. I thought about it as a godparent of teenagers. I thought of it as an aunt of preschool children.
And a woman yourself.
And a woman myself. And the daughter of a woman. And a granddaughter of a woman.
As the former student of a female kindergarten teacher, and also my 1st grade teacher, my 4th grade teacher.
I know, I was thinking the same thing. Let's all name all the women we know.
And, my husband and I are actually talking about it. We have a 23-year-old. And my mother-in-law.
Guys, as the YouTube creator of a female viewer, all 3 of the female viewers that I probably have. I don't even want to read the YouTube algorithm thing, because it probably will hurt my feelings and tell me that I actually have like 2 female viewers who very rarely watch, and I'll be like, Anyway, but as that, you know what I mean? This really, it really took on new meaning for me. For all my female fans, I was like, God, I'm the United States champion of these female viewers, and sometimes they even make comments, and God, their rights are being taken away. Like, oh, what can I do as the U.S. champ? Oh, I know what I can do. I can make fun of the fucking idiots who did it.
I was in her 80s. Our daughter.
I'm making a fucking difference in the world, goddammit.
For the amount of
what
time
have you
that
done
my
lately
mother-in-law
for
knew these
America?
rights, which is the right that should be well settled that a woman should have to make decisions about her own body. And when we think about it, everyone has something at risk on this. First of all, if you are a parent.
Now, if you're one of my special ladies out there listening, just understand that this is what we call political speak. Don't get that whole taking decisions with your own body seriously, okay? She's just doing a little political talk, okay? Okay, what happens with your body is very much still daddy's decision. You understand? You understand what I'm saying to you?
Parent of sons. Do think about what this means.
Keep in mind that this deafening rhetoric that you're hearing right now is being delivered by a career politician and somebody who is one of the most powerful people on the planet.
There you go.
This incredible display of rhetorical proficiency that you're seeing right now is being exercised by, yes, second in line to the Commander-in-Chief of the United States of America. You know, really, really acting out here with just the high level of professionalism that you would get. Yeah, she was a prosecutor. She was a DA. How the fuck do you get convictions with this level of passion?
For the life of your son, and what that will mean in terms of the choices he will have. Do think about it in the context of the fact that they wrote this decision, including concurring opinions, that suggests that other rights, such as the freedom to make decisions about when you were going to start a family, the freedom and the right to make.
Why is she smiling so much? Because she has no emotional attachment to anything that's happening right now.
It's like, this is very reminiscent of a student who is unprepared for like a presentation or a book report or something. When I saw that comment, it like literally is almost like traumatizing me, because I hate to say this, like I feel really bad for students who do this, because I'm like, yes, this is awful. But it's dead on. The comment is just dead on.
I feel like all of this is like pre-programmed. Like it's just she knew this was going to happen, and
there you go.
She might be high. I have no idea. It's insane.
Make decisions
No,
about
the funny thing is, I'm high.
IUD.
You know what I'm saying?
What this is going to mean in terms of
and this is still
fertilization.
far
Let me ask you about
easier
that, because
than
Justice
I don't
Thomas,
know.
this is what you're referring to, did write a concurring opinion saying the court should reconsider other cases.
Like seriously, this is such a slam dunk, dude. The
I guess I'm
opposition
saying
party,
we shouldn't
we're in
blame
a lead-in to
marijuana.
the
Stop blaming
2022
marijuana
midterms,
for
and
shit.
the opposition party's
People just
judicial elected judiciary, appointed judiciary.
They're just not good at what they do.
The appointed judiciary of your opponents just engaged in probably the most severe revocation of civil rights in American history. This is such a slam dunk, dude. How did you? Hey, Miss Kamala Harris, Miss President Vice, Vice President, how did you feel when you heard this? You know, just simple shit, man. Yeah, I couldn't believe it when I saw the news. I mean, we all knew this was going to happen, but somehow some part of me just privately hoped against all hope that they wouldn't go through.
No, that's true. No, that's true. I really was holding on to a hope that they wouldn't actually do it somehow.
To myself,
I don't know
and my
why.
daughters,
I'm just being
and to my
honest.
parents.
I really did.
And now all the women who are going to die as a
But
product
again,
of this, all the in vitro,
that's that alternate reality
ectopic
bullshit we be
pregnancies,
on.
all of the
We
miscarriages.
did
that are going to have to be
we
treated
knew
as
this was going to happen.
abortions
This is what I'm saying about this is what I'm saying. Like this is a good point about what I think Slavoj Žižek says about being a pessimist. Right? Sometimes that's what I really think pessimism means. It means being firmly grounded in reality. And people think of pessimism as a negative thing, but I think of it as sort of the refusal to engage in wishful thinking. And it's hard. It really is hard. But this is a perfect example of where I did allow myself to feel much more emotional when this happened as a byproduct of hanging on to some silly hope that they wouldn't actually go through with this, and then having that reaction when they actually did, you know, whereas I had already reacted this way when we found out they were going to do this, and there was no reason to expect anything else. And so it's just kind of interesting.
rid the, you know, the dead fetus from their womb. You know, all these people, these deaths are in the hands of the Republicans. Like, just like, it's not difficult, you know? Like, it's a really obvious, like, hundreds of millions of people have had their rights stripped. Mock the Republicans, you know? Like, hey, you know, like, you may be living 100 years in the past, but Americans have had enough of it, and we're not going to take it sitting down. You're going to lose badly in the midterms, and it's because you've dramatically overestimated how willing the women of America are to deal with your shit. Like, she could be, I don't know, passionate about it? Maybe? I don't know. Like, anything? Anything at all? Maybe? Possibly?
Of precedent that protect same-sex marriage, contraception, intimacy, and more. Do you think that the Supreme Court is on a path to reverse those as well?
I definitely believe this is not over. I do. I think he just said the quiet part out loud. And I think that is why we all must really understand the significance of what just happened. This is profound.
But see, here's the thing is like, y'all ever heard of preaching to the choir, right? We've all heard of that, right? This dumbass is preaching to the preacher. You understand what I'm saying? It's like, yes, Kamala, and you're the goddamn vice president of the United States of America. The Supreme Court just was like, precedent? Precedents on precedents? So that wing is completely Republicard fucked, right? All right, let's head over to the good old Congress. Congress. Whoa, boy, it's almost like Congress is her fucking G-spot, right? Like that bitch, like she wanted Congress. Ooh, Congress. Bitch, let her bring up Congress. What's going on in Congress? Not a goddamn thing. Why? Because it's Republicard fucked. Right? Senate can't get shit through. Fucking House doesn't have a fucking backbone. So y'all got like the little bit of whatever, but y'all got too many people on the fence and the Joe Mancins and the Kristen Cinemas. Y'all can't get shit done over there. So yeah. We're all sitting back, seeing what they just did, observing it like, God damn, this is historically fucked. What the fuck is the goddamn president and the vice president gonna do about it? Bitch, here explaining this shit to us like we don't know what the fuck is going on.
This charisma. Oh God, she could lead me anywhere. I would die in battle for her.
And the way that this decision has come down has been so driven, I think, by the politics of the issue versus what should be the values that we place on freedom and liberty in our country. Right? The right to privacy.
Yo, even the interviewer is having a hard time taking her seriously. She's sitting there looking at her like, what are you talking about?
Dana, in 13 states, by my count, they will not allow...
Yo, honestly, if you just close your eyes and just listen to the words she uses, you can just imagine it's William Lane Craig, right? This is how much she sounds like a dumbass apologist. Just imagine she's like a William Lane Craig or like a Jordan Peterson. If you just forget what she looks like, this is how fucking... She sounds like one of them. Hang on. Here's the right sound for this. The right sound for this is my man Prophet Azad.
Articulate and confident way of saying the dumbest things.
Yeah, articulate and confident way of saying the dumbest things. Here's another one.
The huge gap between his command of the English language and his basic reasoning skills.
Right. Command of the English language and here's another one.
Or willful piece of
idiot or willful piece of shit. Come on, Kamala, you got to do better.
To have access to reproductive health and to an abortion if she is the victim of rape or incest. So let me tell you something. As a former prosecutor who specialized...
Yeah, that's what's up. I'm on all the channels tonight.
Crimes of violence against women and girls.
I just want people to watch me.
And rape.
This feels like listening to a school counselor, just like in a room talking to you about how you need to get your grades up, or you can't go on the summer field trip or some shit. Her gestures are weightless and unconvincing. Her cadence, the topic of her speech, is lacking in drama. Yeah, it really.
And
he
was really smart.
Like she wants to be.
He was like really smart to analyze her, her kind of gestures and her body language, and kind of like deconstruct her whole performance. I find this actually quite engaging. Again, if you want to see the whole thing, head over to Vouch. But because I'm not gonna make it through the whole thing, obviously. But I think that was really smart because, the elephant in the room is that she really just needs to literally I would make a meme of this where literally what I would do is I would cover up the right half of the screen, right? And I would put a mirror there, and then I would just put Kamala sitting there and invert the image so that she's just talking to her reflection in a mirror. And then replay this whole speech. If somebody did that and uploaded that shit, I know it would be fucking cheesy and memey as fuck, and it would be it would take no fucking creativity at all. I would be rolling. That shit would have me dying laughing, because that's what I feel right now. Kamala, just go back in your office, rewatch this shit, write down what you say word for word. Just transcribe your own goddamn shit, okay? And then, I don't know, give it to your fucking secretary and somehow pretend somebody just gave the shit to the goddamn vice president of the United States. Some
kind of reserved intellectual, but she's not smart or charismatic enough.
See, there we go. Just like the apologist. He knows.
Jesus.
The idea that after a woman has endured such violence to her body,
idea that after a woman has endured such violence to her body. Come on, y'all know that's some William Lane Craig shit right there.
Authority.
An authority. Y'all know it. Y'all know it. Come on, y'all know she sound like an apologist. Don't hate on me, chat. Don't bullshit me, y'all.
Unthinkable.
So, because you are now the Vice President of the United States, part of an administration that is pledging to fight back, to find ways to protect women's...
What the fuck is this, by the way? Do people know that when you do that, it makes you look insufferable, right?
Pledging to fight back, to find ways to protect women's rights to abortion. I want to ask you some of the things that are kind of out there that some of your former female...
By the way, I don't want to bullshit y'all. I can't think of her name, but I love this interviewer. I know a lot of y'all think oh, that gig is super mainstream. I didn't think that'd be your kind of thing. I actually have a lot of respect for broadcasters, just kind of growing up around this stuff, and people who have to kind of do things with that type of platform at that type of level, and the sort of the strictness that they have to work within. She's still a really great interviewer, and she finds ways to do things. I actually really respect the way she does. There's a lot of people y'all may come to know over the years. There's certain broadcasters I actually have a lot of respect for. She's definitely one of them. I think it's Dana Bash, right?
Senate colleagues are asking the administration to do. Will the administration actively challenge state laws that make it a crime for someone to help a woman travel to another state?
Look, right.
So the
back on point, bitch.
Rightly, last week,
that's some good shit right there.
The decision came down, indicated it quite unambiguously that we will do everything within our power as an administration through the executive branch to ensure that women have access to the medication they need.
But then she goes to the bullshit. Everything within our power.
Which has been, by the way, FDA approved.
Yeah, she's good.
And that they will have freedom of travel, and that travel should be unrestricted.
And you're going to do that through the courts if need be.
I am sure that our Department of Justice is going to do that based on every statement that the Attorney General has made.
Can the administration expand?
So the answer is no.
Exactly. Yep. He was on it too.
Access or abortion services on federal land, meaning
everything within our power.
Provide
okay.
the access on
nothing.
federal
Bullshit.
land that might be in and around states that ban abortion.
I think that what is most important right now is that we ensure that the restrictions that the states are trying to put up that would prohibit a woman from exercising what we still maintain is her right, that we do everything we can to empower women to not only seek, but to...
See, now, if it was the Republicans, right, they'll be like, nah, see, what we're going to do right here is we're going to call on the Federal Reserve. Think about it. Niggas wanted to have Black Lives Matter protests. They just wanted to be like, hey, stop shooting black people. You know, like, here's an idea. You know, it's the pandemic. People are losing their jobs like crazy. Everything's shutting down. You know, like, the world's going to fucking hell in a handbasket. Here's an idea. How about you guys don't make everything worse by killing innocent black people right now? Okay, so people are like, hey, we're gonna go out, we're gonna protest. We really want you guys to, like, really, now is not the time to be killing more black people. I was like, all right, that's cool. And they're like, what if y'all don't get it back, if y'all don't keep it under order, what, we will send the National Guard right now. What, the Donald Trump unleashed the National Guard to take a picture. To take a motherfucking photograph. He was like, get these niggas out of my way. Get them out my way right now. Get them out my way right now. Thank you. How do you hold this Bible thing? I don't really, what is the Bible? He ain't even how to, literally, to take a photo op with a book he's never read. You know, like, literally, this is Donald Trump on the Bible.
An Old Testament guy or a New Testament guy?
Probably equal.
Probably equal, you know.
I just think the Bible is just something very special.
Yeah, the Bible's something very
special. When I talk about the Bible, it's very personal.
This nigga can't tell you a goddamn thing about the Bible. Unleash the National Guard to take an awkward photo op of the Bible, right? Okay. We're like, hey, they just roll back women's civil rights. Like the bodily autonomy of women, they were just like, nah, chuck that shit in the trash. What are y'all gonna do? They're like, yeah, what we need to do is everything in our power to support and encourage the women to make sure that their rights are really represented in our thoughts and prayers at this moment. Get the fuck out of here.
To receive the care where it is available. Is federal land one of those options?
I mean, it's not right now what we are discussing, but I will say that when I think about what is happening in terms of the states...
How fucking based would that be? If, how fucking based would it be? Can you imagine my president, if all these state anti-abortion laws get passed, you know, Joe Biden gets on stage, gets in front of the television, you know, gets in front of the cameras. He's like, all right, Jack, you can do what you want. But 11.9% of your state's federal land, Jack. And he sets up fucking military-controlled abortion centers on federal land, like reserved for logging or like the national parks or whatever, in states with state abortion laws. And then...
Imagine how in the span of literally under 2 minutes, you've heard two motherfucking YouTubers who have never been elected dog catcher propose perfectly reasonable, at least fucking fantasy situations that are reasonable approximations of presidential authority. And this bitch Kamala can't come up with shit better than we're not currently discussing that. Oh my God, really?
Uses the DOJ to keep states from prosecuting anyone who goes to those for abortions. God, that'd be so fucking based. I genuinely do think that you could get away with that too. Like, obviously Republicans would declare it a coup, but I do think the federal government does have the ability to treat federal land as they will, and federal land does have legal provisions that are
right.
Well,
as
federal,
they legally have the right to fucking protect fucking federal citizens and be like, no, sorry, you
just
can't
have the military there.
Take away their rights.
Like
and I'm the president. I'm not gonna let you do that.
Dude,
shit.
can you imagine? What are all of our fucking National Guard medics for, if not shit like this?
They're like, hopefully, I really hope Jesus and Congress will get it together.
That'd be good. But yeah, it's not gonna happen.
But Joe Biden's dumbass will be at Mass on Sunday taking a fucking photo op.
Doesn't the Hyde Amendment prevent that?
praying to...
Hyde Amendment is a legislative provision barring the use of federal
praying to Mary,
except to save the life of a woman. Well, it could be like not the federal government sets it up themselves, but rather they give permission for like Planned Parenthood to set up there or something. I'm sure there'd be a way around that. Even if it's only done to save the life of the woman, or if it's from incest or rape.
But see, I'm kind of feeling smarmy tonight. But I would be like, hey Joe Biden, do you believe in the virgin birth? And he'd be like, well, yeah, I do. And I'd be like, yeah, you're definitely not qualified to protect women's rights.
I still think like that would be better than nothing, right? Yeah. Yeah, true. We did recently override native sovereignty. So I guess we can just capitalize on that, get in there and build some fucking abortion clinics on there while we have the chance. National Guard is regulated by state governor. Or not. The National Guard can be called by the state governor, but they're ultimately controlled by the federal government. They can be called in for martial law, but I think they're ultimately answerable to the federal government. The state governor has the state guard they can call in, but if the state guard ever marched on federal land to fight with federal officers, that wouldn't just be a coup, folks. That would be fucking high treason secession shit right there. Can you imagine? A patch of federal land with a Planned Parenthood on it being guarded by federal soldiers being marched on by state. Whew! I hope it happens like that. You know why? Because that would be Republican state militias against the full force of the federal government's National Guard and military. That would be a short conflict. Way down south in the land of traitors, rattlesnakes and alligators. Right away, right away, right away, right away, right away.
Wait, what's the one?
We have to also recognize, Dana, that we are 130 odd days away from an election, which is going to include Senate races.
Oh,
right?
Lord.
Part of the issue here is that the court has acted, now Congress needs to act. But if you count the votes, don't appear to have the votes in the Senate. Well, there's an election happening in 130 odd days. I'm taking, for example, thinking of...
Now, look, I'm going to tell y'all some real shit. As somebody who used to be, like, I used to be the president of NORML, right? Like the Penn State chapter of the National Organization for the Reform of Marijuana Laws. And, you know, I've dealt with my fair share of legal troubles as a result of my cannabis use. You know, it's like... You feel like, and part of me feels like it sucks that it takes this for people to realize that, like, yo, this is who these people are. This is what they do. They've been doing it for a long time. And fortunately, they've been mostly doing it for a lot of people in ways where they weren't particularly targeted. And now, you know, they've moved to their real big agenda, their real broad stroke agenda. But it's like, this is how they've been. And this is their playbook, right? This is what they did to the drug game, right? It was like, oh, did you drive, did you bring that weed to your mother's house for Thanksgiving? Well, you drove across state lines. Well, now it's a federal crime. You're like, fuck out of here. Oh, well, you crossed it, well, this is the game, right? And which is why I hate to say it, but this is why people talk about defunding the police, because this is what the police military complex does, right? It's like the YouTube machine. It needs bodies, it needs time, but it feeds man years and citations, and and then Republicans are trying to talk out of both sides of their mouth, which basically means talking out their ass. Talking about how, they want to hold women harmless and they don't want this to be a situation where they criminalize women. This is what I mean about y'all fantasy bullshit with Jesus. Like, y'all just think y'all could say whatever you want to say. And you got to realize you're dealing with people who think either that they can construct a reality if they believe it enough, or that they can rely on a certain degree of plausible deniability to try to pull the wool over our eyes. Now, most of us ain't stupid enough to fall for the bullshit, But the problem is they're dumb enough to actually go through with it and try to, you know, actually hold the line with it, which is ridiculous.
Of a Senate race in Georgia or North Carolina. There's the Senate race coming up just in a couple weeks in Colorado. And we need to change the balance and have pro-choice legislators who...
Biden goes on immediately to appoint a Republican anti-choice.
By the way, I love the meta of this. It's like YouTube watching YouTube, watch YouTube, watch
power to
some
make
video
decisions about whether
that
this
was on
constitutional
YouTube,
right
sure,
will
so.
be in law, right?
It's
We say
awesome.
codified, put it in law so that there will be no ambiguity about it.
And I want to ask you about that in 1 second. Just a couple of more.
And she's making such a compelling, that didn't happen, Vosh. You're falling for GOP tricks with that shit. Am I? I don't think I am. The only thing Biden's done recently that was based in red pilled was the this fucking gay ass buttlord finally is talking about removing the filibuster to protect abortion rights. Biden to support ending filibuster to protect abortion rights. So that, I mean, this is still like nothing. This is like step one on a gigantic staircase. Like this is like the first ladder rung on the grand fucking trip. Yeah, it's too little too late. What this does mean, though, if they keep with it, is that they could potentially do something if they had more senators in the Senate. It's just he also said it's for the sake of privacy and not healthcare, Vosh, but it's something. Well, Biden wouldn't want to get his constituents.
But see, that's the problem. We went through a motherfucking pandemic. We went through a student loan crisis. We went through the fucking, you know, people getting unemployed and not having jobs, and the housing crisis, and, you know, thing after thing after thing after thing after thing. And now it's fucking July, you know, with the election in November, and you wanna now you're ready to, you know, talk about the idea of, you know, ending the filibuster, which again, you're just gonna punt on the Congress. So the question remains, what are you gonna do to help them end the filibuster? And I know people are sitting out there being dumb as fuck, going, "Oh, well, he's the president. He's in the executive branch. He can't do anything." Don't be that stupid. Don't be that stupid. Don't be that person. Your ass shouldn't be president, especially not with as many years as Joe Biden's dumbass was in the Senate and been vice president himself, not to know how to wield the executive branch to let senators know, especially with the mansions and the cinemas. You got to know how to get, like, you know, my dad used to always talk about this. You got to know how to kick the fucking media out the room, all the press people, all the assistants, all the bullshit. Close the fucking door. Let Kristen Sinema and Joe Manchin and anybody else who needs to be set straight, and some of them Republicans too. This is what I'm talking about. And let them niggas know like this. I'm the president of the goddamn United States of America. Okay? And if you plan to ever be voted anything in this country again, and you don't expect me to expend all of my political power, letting everyone know just how much you are obstructing and holding back the American people from what I need to deliver them, I suggest you get your fucking house in order and your goddamn votes together. And see, that's the problem with Joe Biden's Catholic ass. He doesn't have "it's time for me to put my foot up your ass" mode, okay? You gotta have... Obama's soft ass didn't have it fucking either, which is why he didn't get his fucking Supreme Court nominee through. I know a soft ass politician when I see them, and most of these Democrats are soft. SAWFT. Soft. Okay? Tender booties. Okay? These motherfuckers, and this is what I'm saying, and that's why they can't get shit done. okay? It has nothing to do with the numbers, okay? You are the fucking leader of the free world, and there comes a time where you got to remind motherfuckers of that, and they don't know how to do it. I'm telling you that right now.
See, all hopeful about getting good health care. He hasn't nominated yet. He wants to. Oh, plans to nominate anti-abortion judge. Well, yeah.
Questions, because what I'm hearing, and you probably are too, is...
And you can say what the fuck you want about Trump. He knows how
administration
to do it.
Right now.
Facts.
With any executive power
I hate
that
the
president
motherfucker,
has.
but he does.
Can the administration actually increase access to medication abortion?
I think we're pretty clear that to the extent that we can, we will. There's no question about that, because again, it is after...
To the extent that we can, we will is such a meaningless statement. Then tell us what you can do. You notice that Republicans never talk like this, by the way, ever? When has Trump ever said this? Trump, do you want to, I don't know, like kill all Mexicans and Jews? Maybe, I don't know. Well, we'll see what we can do. We'll do the best that we want to the extent of our ability. No, he's just like, yeah, of course. We'll do it so good.
FDA approved, and if it is prescribed, if that a woman should be able to have access to it unfettered.
And what about...
So, now, some of y'all that like these soft ass motherfuckers is going to be mad at me for what I'm about to say, but I just want you to compare the mentality. Think about what we just found out this week. Trump had his people about to insurrection for his ass, and to his credit, something they're gonna really like about his ass is actually the story turns out Trump didn't abandon his people and go chill in the White House and watch TV. He did that after, but first he was trying to go there and be with them. And what did he do? It sounds like he had the audacity to try to like choke a Secret Service agent for not driving him to, so he could lead the charge. Okay? Compare that to Joe Biden. Okay? That's the situation we're dealing with, y'all.
The idea of financial resources, some form of voucher for travel, childcare services, other forms of support for people, for women seeking abortions in states where it's not legal, but they just don't have the means to go elsewhere.
I think you're asking a very important point, making a very important point, which is what are the details that are going to go into ensuring that women have the ability to actually travel without impairment. And
So that abortion fucking subsidization, that can only be done by going through legislation. It would, however, not have to go through the filibuster. It could just go 50-50. But they would never do it.
We know that on this issue, women who have access to resources will probably be far less impacted by this decision than women who don't have resources. So this is something that we are looking at because we know, for example, in terms of how this is going to actually impact real people, over half of women...
She's afraid of saying the word abortion, all euphemisms. Yeah. Even though only like 1/3 of the country supports revoking...
Y'all, I actually want to thank YouTube Punk for recommending this clip here. I really enjoyed doing this. This has been a lot of fun. I'm going to do a few more minutes, but I wanted to take a quick break to thank all you guys. And, of course, I got to be a YouTube pervert, so let's do our offering song.
If you're happy, put your money in the plate. If you're happy, put your money in the plate. If you're happy and you know it and you really want to show it, if you're happy, put your money in the plate. Let's go, y'all. If you're happy, put your money in the plate. If you're happy, put your money in the plate. If you're happy and you know it and you really want to show it, if you're happy, put your money in the plate. Let's go. Link in the description.
Roe v. Wade, Democrats are still tiptoeing around this because, like, anything even approaching open, aggressive support for the rights of pregnant people is just, like, considered too off the wall for them. Yeah, a lot of them are religious too. Joe's a Catholic, you know.
Women who receive
Yeah,
abortions.
I'm so happy that they. Thanks for the hype, y'all. Thanks for the hype, YouTube Punk. Appreciate y'all. Yeah, I'm glad he made that tie because this is something, you know, No Name talks about it a lot too. Like the fact that a lot of these so-called liberal Democrats are really religious themselves. It provides that cover, that veil of legitimacy, that you know, provides that cover, like we said, for the right. But what this is showing you here is the restraint it puts on them, right? They're never willing to go far enough, to me, because there's never that fundamental recognition of the human urgency of, like, the fact that, like, these are our real lives right now. This is really happening. Thoughts and prayers ain't doing shit for nobody, and we need y'all to do shit. We elected you to make sure shit like this doesn't happen. Shit like this is happening, and you literally still don't have an actual plan of what to do. It's awful.
Well, yeah, that's the real thing that's missing here. She's not castigating the Republicans at all. Isn't that fucking insane? It's literally
Good night, Titan.
like
I appreciate you.
hundreds of millions of Americans have had their rights removed. And she's just like, yeah, we'll do what we can. You know, it's pretty crazy. Like, that's it. She should be
You're offering me a bribe.
About that.
What you have just done is illegal. And in this state, if convicted, you could be fined up to $5,000 or spend 6 months in a correctional facility.
Does to a person's body if not addressed. She should talk about anecdotes of 12-year-olds being raped by their dads and being forced to carry to term in Alabama. Why not? It's not civil. Oh, yeah. So, well, I can't wait to civilly die. I cannot wait to perish in a civil fashion.
In America are moms.
Thank you. He really is speaking
that means
to it.
that if they're going to have to travel, they've got to find daycare and pay for it.
Hurry up and wait.
It means that they will, if they are...
Oh, wait, hold on. Sorry. When I just said this, I didn't think there was an actual example. Mississippi, not Alabama. But there you go. 12-year-old incest victim should birth dad's child, House Speaker Gunn says. Well, there you go. This is the ammunition that Kamala Harris has at her disposal. Well, at the time of this interview, this exact thing hadn't been said yet, but
it's
this
really,
is the kind of thing that's out there.
Honestly, it's kind of like why, like, I feel motivated to speak about these things. I'm really glad we did this because I believe counter-apologetics needs to apply to any strong ideology, and sometimes really to try to really break down the ideology of the people you don't agree with, you got to sometimes understand how to camp the people that's really supposed to be fighting for you or fucking it up. But yeah, the sooner we realize that these people don't have our best interest in mind, the sooner we'll actually hold them accountable, understanding that we can only, you know, it's like anything else, like we say, like, right, if you can't show it, you don't know it. So it's like, if you haven't done it, we shouldn't believe that you're gonna do it, right? It's like we give you a shot based on the promise and what you've done in the past and what we believe you're capable of doing. But when all of these things are happening and you haven't responded appropriately to any of it, we don't owe you some sort of continued optimism that you're gonna pull through for us, right?
She could be using this. She could be talking about this. She could talk about how historically abortion rights were respected. She could talk about how in America originally, in the post-founding days, abortion was widely practiced. She could talk about how abortion is considered legitimate and moral in all three major Abrahamic religions. The Jews, Christians, and the Muslims all have either provisions for abortion or make no mention of life beginning at contraception. She could talk about how the modern rise of anti-choice advocacy from the right has only really been a product of the rise of suffragette and feminist political power. Oh, sorry. Conception, not contraception. This shit makes me tired, man. This makes me really fucking tired. She could point out the fact that nobody really cared about this in the way they currently do up until it became a political priority for the right to suppress women's, political power. She could talk about all these things. She could scream about them, but she doesn't.
Working, which most are, they're going to have time from work, and if they don't have paid leave, they're going to have to figure out how to afford it.
I think Bernie is
great. It means that they may have to put up money for a train or a bus or a plane.
I really don't.
Much less a hotel. And so we want to make sure that there does not result extreme disparities
and as much as
based
I don't
on
think he can get it done,
care based on how much
I
money
still don't
they've
know
got.
if we have a better choice.
And you heard her talk about the election coming up in 2022. And Pamela, I asked her what I'm hearing from a lot of Democrats, I'm sure you are as well, which is, wait a minute, Wait,
where's the clip? Where's the clip? Oh, wait, did we pass it and I just blanked out? The one that we saw initially on Twitter? I just blanked out? Okay, yeah. Oh, God, it's split up into multiple.
There will be women who have babies who don't have the means to support the babies. Will the federal government act at all to increase support there?
I'm so glad you raised that point, because I'm going to say this. And here is the abject, obvious hypocrisy. Those people who say that they do not want to allow a woman to choose to make the decision with her priest, with her rabbi, with her pastor, that instead the government is going to interfere and make the decision for her. Those same people are the ones who voted against the extension of the child tax credit.
Y'all, which government though? This is crazy to me. And honestly, I think women should be outraged about this. Like, literally, Roe v. Wade overturns your rights. I mean, and again, it really affects all of our reproductive rights, but of course, the bodies in particular of people who can get pregnant. And here we have the first female vice president ever, and not only does she seem just like totally not with it, not able to do anything about it, like just a total almost like she's in Dana Bash's position. Like, here, I'm Kamala Harris, and I'm gonna give you my commentary on how bad the Republicans really are right now. Listen, and it's like, Kamala, we know these things. We like, they led with all of that probably before they cut and introed into this piece with you, because we wanted to hear what the fuck you're gonna do about it. And it's so clear the answer is nothing. And then of course Joe Biden, like, again, like, but to me, like, I hate to say this, this is how he has been about everything. And this is what I mean, like, the Democrats barely offer anything, and then they rarely ever come through and deliver on it. The Republicans promised the absolute worst and unimaginable shit on earth, and they come through and deliver every fucking time at any cost. Gerrymander, change the map, rig the votes, lie, cheat, steal. Doesn't matter. They know how to play the power game. Voters dumb as rocks, but there's tons of them. Brilliant strategy. Gotta give it to them.
The same ones who voted against a tax cut for families to pay for childcare. The same ones who are voting against paid family leave. The same ones who vote against putting resources into public schools. I said I was doing work on maternal mortality. We're pushing to say that, for example, Medicaid should be extended.
She won't name anything. You have to have context to even understand what the fuck she's saying. You have to go into the fucking revocation of our civil rights. Vice President speaking days after. We have to get in here with a goddamn fucking ledger with a key on the side so that we can figure out what she means when she vaguely gestures at the parties and acts involved.
For postpartum care from 2 months to 12 months.
All right, y'all. I'm gonna try to go to bed. I gotta get up and do that hot program tomorrow, 3:30 p.m. Eastern, on the Hot Program channel. Last week we had an awesome interview with Rebecca. I don't even know what we're doing this week. My one black friend and I normally discuss that in the morning unless we have or I should say before the episode, unless we have a guest, and I don't think we have any scheduled guests tomorrow. So we'll see. But I'm sure it'll be a great episode. Definitely hope you guys decide to tune in. This was a lot of fun. I'm glad I got to do this. I love doing this. I've been looking forward to this show. Sorry I was so late. In the future, like I said, I'll move this up to 11 p.m. and I'll go for at least a couple hours. And then I'll normally do after party on the Pocketlocker86 channel. But tonight I'm gonna go to bed. I've actually been in the studio all day doing sound stuff and getting ready to install new gear and getting stuff tested and situated. So things are always changing. And like I said, I've got a lot of new stuff coming in that I'm super excited about. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And of course, before I go, did you guys enjoy the stream tonight? I hope I've got you to increase that spirit of doubt of Kamala Harris and praise the fly man. Woo! I didn't even have my robe on tonight. I think I just wanted to show off my new tights. Sam! You can be a non-believer, and you can be a non-believer, and you can be a non-believer. Everybody can be a non-believer. Woo! Oh man, I love this show. Oh man. All right. I love you guys so much. This was super fun. Let's see if I got my thing. Oh, I got my little button here. Oh, nope. Oops. Nope, we're not doing that tonight. We're not doing that tonight. All right, guys. In the name of the Darwin and the Dawkins and the Christopher Hitchens, science bless you. Poof.
She got that sweet juice, Minute Maid, summer vibe, that lemonade. Take a sip, blowing purple clouds, taste like lemon haze. Conversations back and forth like damn, we could go on for days. Looking back at it like damn, she bad when she walk away. Here we go, been down this road, they already know. When we go on tour, I'll take you anywhere you wanna go. People talk about us like they understand just what this is. I just wanna give you all you want and then the double it. They all say I'm way too young, maybe I'm just ignorant. I won't find nobody like you on some real shit. Spend a couple hours on the phone. Hey, I don't wanna let you go. I'll be all about you, babe. I'll be all about you, babe. Saying so unless you don't know, they won't find what we got and that gon' drive me crazy. No need to rush, I'ma still be here tomorrow. Had to take take my chances, baby. I just struck the lotto, and I'll be so gone. Don't know where I go wrong. Don't remember last night. I blame it on the bottle, and I'm just living life. I would rather not question it. All the time invested, you could see that we was next to win. Over anything, I'll still be right here when they gone. I just had to put you in the sun. Don't get me